How to be a successful trader? A pretty important question, right? Believe it or not, the answer to this question comes from a Hollywood movie. You would be an idiot not to have this question go through your mind. How do I become a successful trader? What does it take to become a successful trader? What do people do to accomplish this goal? Also, on the flip side, why do so many people fail? What are some of the pitfalls out there that exist for people that have aspirations to be a successful trader? Well, this Hollywood movie scene summarizes that all perfectly. Now, it comes from my favorite movie, but like I said, the overall theme, hopefully you can see right away what I'm getting at. But there's also some smaller things that occur in there that I think do a fantastic job of representing some of those little pitfalls that I mentioned. So let's take a look at the scene, then I'm going to come back and we're going to talk a little bit more about why this scene is so perfect for us as traders.
First, learn to use this. Then I'll teach you to use this.
All right, sorry, I had to wipe my eyes. That scene gets me every time. I love the movie. All right, so here's the scene actually broken down in the world of stocks, bonds, options, Forex, just in regards to the market. So I want to go through a couple themes and then just kind of tie them together with, the market and either how they help to gain success or are a pitfall where you're just not going to go anywhere. And the first one is simply experience. Think about the experience that we see in the scene, right? You have a young little kid and then an old guy. Now, I'm not talking about age. I'm just talking about experience. The young kid obviously doesn't have much experience in the market. The old guy has quite a bit of experience, and we'll talk more about that when it gets down to advice. But just think about that parallel. No experience versus a whole lot of experience. Next thing, greed. Now, at the opening scene, if you pay attention, right when it starts, the little boy, the inexperienced one, looks down at the sword. He looks down at the sword and kind of just stares at it. Now, the sword is our money producer. As traders, this is our brokerage account. This is our cash pile, whatever you want to call it. But the sword is what is going to produce the money. So greed, inexperience, wow, looking down at, really, the markets allow me to do that? Really? I just click buttons and that happens and my account can get more, all this stuff. The boys look, the inexperienced looking down at that sword, looking down at the money producer, again, being your cash pile, your online brokerage account, says a whole lot. But then this leads to the reality check. What does the experienced trader do? What does the experienced guy do as soon as he sees the inexperienced person looking down and saying, wow, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm purely inexperienced, but that looks awesome. He takes away the money producer and then gives the advice. So think about it. That look down at the sword is the greed. I want to make money. That prompts the reality check where the experienced person takes away the money producer, takes away that sword from the little boy, and then gives the best advice, as far as I'm concerned, in all of movies, because it can be obviously applied to a lot more than just trading. But first learn to use your head, and then I'll teach you how to use this. Now, what qualifies this person to give this advice? Did you see the guy's face? He's missing an eye, he's got a scar. And while I'm not saying that trading is physically like that, emotionally, and anybody that's been trading for a while can totally relate. Yep, that's what you're going to look like after you go through a couple of trading battles. Trading is not all sunshine and rainbows and sweet little grannies, walking across the street. It is a battle out there, and you're going to ultimately look like that old guy. With the more experience you get, you're going to have some scars. You're going to have some battle wounds. So that is where the advice is coming from. He knows what this little boy, what this inexperienced trader is dreaming of. He knows the greed that he sees in his eyes, but his big advice was, you know what? Use your head, learn first, and then I'll teach you how to use the money producer. So at the end of the day, The goal here for everybody, myself included, is this right here. We want to have this sort of face. We want to have, instead of dollar signs right there, we want to have question marks, meaning we should always be looking to learn, and we should always be remembering what we have learned. For me, for example, that's been trading for a while, stop losses, risk management, all that sort of stuff. Need to remember it. If you're new, you need to obviously just learn it in the first place. So as fun as trading can be, as attractive as the opportunities can be, as nice as that money producer looks, it's going to cause greed. But this is where we ultimately need to be. Right down here, we need to be seeking to learn and seeking to remember what we have learned. Now, I sell courses, so obviously I'm biased towards that. So I'm not even going to talk about my courses or direct you to them or anything like that. If there's another course you're out there looking at and you feel comfortable, then by all means, go invest into your education. But this is just, right now this is all theoretical, right? This is just me taking a movie scene and, relaying concepts around trading. So what I'm going to ask you to do to take action, down in the description box below, click on the link to a podcast that I host where I interview other traders, mainly just everyday normal people that are from my trading community. And you're going to hear these sorts of stories where they're inexperienced, they're looking down, wow, I can do that. And then they go out and they get slaughtered. Now, eventually, many of them has finally learned, you know what? I got to go down a different path. But if you want to hear these battle stories, if you want to see this play out, then again, click that link and listen to some of those podcast interviews. Like I said, they're all real people. None of these people are from Wall Street or, hedge funds or anything like that. Just everyday people like you and I that are trying to become successful. So remember, when you get out there, as attractive as that sword looks, as beautiful as that money-making opportunity seems, you first got to learn the game. You first got to learn how to protect yourself, how to survive, and then you can actually use the weapon. Then you can actually start to apply this to, turn those big dreams, to turn this into something that becomes much more realistic and practical. So hopefully it helped. I enjoyed doing this just because, like I said, I love that movie. And I've always wanted to tie that scene to trading, and here I did. So hopefully this all makes sense. Again, check out the podcast, and like I said, hear about some real life stories from everyday normal people like you and I. Thanks for listening. Get out there and trade without emotion.